I'm ready to accept Jesus Christ.
Woo, another one. Cool. Let's all celebrate. So, well, how can we help you?
Yeah, I know it's a weird thing coming out of my mouth and the kind of content I post.
Oh, that doesn't matter at all. We all come from different backgrounds. What matters is that you're here. So, I want to help you however I can. Answer whatever questions you might have.
I've been atheist all my life. I've always been a literal person. You guys know that I'm autistic.
News to me, but okay, so I'll be blunt and straightforward.
And that carries over into where I can't understand something unless I can see the physics of it.
Ooh, you'll like a good friend of mine. He was an atheist too, and he actually is a scientist who specialized in physics. His name is Dr. Sweater. You should go look him up. But let's keep going.
I need to see the concrete evidence of what I'm looking at or the concept you're trying to sell me for me to believe in it, understand it.
Oh, that's nothing new. Thomas himself had to see the wounds of Jesus to believe he had actually risen from the dead. So you need to see a little bit of evidence. That's okay. Don't worry about it. What do you need?
So for me, my entire life, religion was just because I don't have the capacity for faith, blind faith. I need evidence. I need to see structure. I need to see your work before you got to that mathematical conclusion, you know?
Well, let's clarify. You don't need blind faith. Faith is built on a fragment of truth. It is believing this one thing and extending it to other things. I'll give you an example. If you have a history of your car starting, then that fragment of truth, my car has always started, then therefore tomorrow you're going to walk out to your car and try to start it without thinking twice. You're not going to check the engine to make sure everything's working. You're not going to check the battery. You're just going to put your key in and start it. So you showed faith that your car would start based on the fact that it already has. So there's nothing wrong with looking for at least a little bit of evidence.
So for me, religion was always something I just kind of, whatever, not my thing. But now I want to learn. I want to learn, but what do I learn?
It depends on what fascinates you and what works for you. There's different areas at which you can look. So there's biology, which can be fascinating, showing God's design on a microbe level. There's astronomy. You can look at God's handiwork throughout outer space and all the universe. There's ecology. You can see how God worked everything together. There's history. You can look at all the historical evidence that Jesus is who he said he is and the things that the Bible said actually happened. It just depends on what kind of evidence you need.
Some thousands of religions. How do you know you're going to pick the right one?
That's a great question. So you have to look at the validity of their claims. For example, if their claim is that the earth rests on the heads of a bunch of elephants, we can disprove that. But if their claim is that the earth hangs on nothing, we can prove that.
But the one thing I kept circling back to in my head was Jesus. I don't know why, but every time I walk into a truck stop, there's these tiny itty bitty little Jesuses glued to all the countertops.
Oh yeah, that's a kind of a fun little trend that's going on with Christians right now. People are buying these little Jesuses that you can get on like Amazon, and they're just leaving them for people to just make them think about Jesus when they wouldn't normally. Looks like somebody's worked. Cool.
For some reason, I see it and I want one so badly, and I can't explain this strong desire I have to have this little pocket Jesus. And I'm like, what the hell is my obsession with this damn plastic Jesus?
Now I get it.
But I keep thinking about Jesus all of a sudden. He won't go away.
And so there's some evidence for you. Jesus said that no one can come to me unless the Father draws them. The very fact that you can't get Jesus out of your mind, that you keep wanting to think about him, is because the Father's drawing you. He wants you. Not only does he love you, he likes you.
It's like in the back of my head just thinking about him. So I started trying to learn about Jesus a little bit, and oddly enough, I'm following an account on here that's called Pastor Bigfoot. That's an AI Sasquatch doing sermons.
Well, I'm a puppet giving the gospel, so not much of an improvement. No judgment.
And then the other account I follow is a purple hand puppet with green hair.
Oh, that's me. I had no idea you were going to mention me. Genuinely, that's cool.
I have questions about where I'm getting my religious education from. Yes, I admit that, but overall they seem to be genuine accounts that offer nice spiritual guidance and education. So, hey, you gotta start somewhere on your way to your journey to Jesus. Leave me alone!
You know what? I like you. You're quirky and I love it.
I don't know if I'm ready to accept that there's a God. which is ironic because Jesus is supposedly like the physical embodiment of God or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And it's okay if you're not ready. The point is that you're looking. So I'll be happy to help you however I can. But just to clarify, God is a Trinity. So there's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Now, I know this is going to be kind of difficult for you to grasp, but the idea of the Trinity is one being, one entity that's God, but three persons. So God is not physical. So there's nothing really physical I can describe to you that will help you understand that, except maybe something like if you took three ghosts and smushed them together, or maybe like Neapolitan ice cream. You've got three different flavors, but it's all ice cream. I'm not a fan really of any of those, but it's better than some of the other physical explanations because they all have limitations that don't work. And so Jesus is the Son. He is submissive to the Father. They're both equally God, but they have different jobs to do.
How can you believe in one and not the other? But of course, I believe in Jesus as he was an actual human being.
Well, then you're doing better than some atheists, so that's cool.
I believe in Jesus and his teachings. I believe that the morals and the ethics that he tried to instill in others is how I would want to live my life, which makes me interested in learning about him.
Well, that's great. Now, the point Jesus was trying to make is not that we just have to live our life in a good way. The point he's trying to make is that God's standard is perfection, and there's no way we can ever accomplish it. That's why we have to trust someone to pay the price for us. We have sinned. We have rebelled, done a bad thing against a God who is an eternal being. And that requires an eternal justice, an eternal punishment. So either we have to pay it for eternity, or an eternal being can pay it once. And that's where Jesus comes in. Because we can't meet that perfect standard, then we trust that he paid the price for us. We call that faith. We're going to trust him to keep his word about that. And so everything else we do, all the obedience that we do, is out of gratitude. As Jesus said, if you love me, obey my commandments. You show him love, you show him gratitude through following him, through trying to be like him, by representing him.
You know the biggest thing that's pushing me to want to learn about Jesus? It's the fact that the Muslims would do anything right now to destroy Christianity, and yet despite that, they don't discredit Jesus. In fact, they respect Jesus Christ, and they view him as a prophet. Not the Son of God, but prophet.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Another fascinating thing is actually that they protect the tomb of Esther, who was a Jew. They protect her because she was a queen of Persia. Fascinating, huh?
If our enemies can still respect somebody from another faith, and maybe there's somebody whose teachings I should take the time to learn from.
Oh, that's great. So if you want some more sound teachings besides me and Sasquatch, then here are a few more people you can learn from.